In the headlines, one killed as two-story building collapses in Lagos. Abducted Kaduna State College of Education students regain freedom. Away from Nigeria, Russia stops gas supplies to Finland amid NATO membership bid. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for joining. The National Emergency Management Agency on Saturday disclosed that one person died while one other person was rescued from the debris of a collapsed two-story building along Freeman Street, Lagos Island on Saturday. It said that the building, which is still under construction, caved in as a result of torrential rain, which started around 2 p.m. on Saturday. NEMA Public Relations Officer in Southwest Region, Ibrahim Farinloe, confirmed the incident. He said officials of both the state and federal emergency management agencies, LASEMA, as well as officials of the State Fire Service, were on ground to carry out rescue operation. The Bauchi State Commissioner of Police, Umar Mamman Sanda, has ordered a thorough investigation into the crisis that erupted in Warji local government area of Bauchi State in the aftermath of an alleged blasphemous message posted on social media by one Roda Jatau, an old staff of the medical department of Warji local government area. Some irate youths set 6 houses and 7 shops ablaze, while some people were injured as a result. The police have since deployed tactical teams, mobile police force and rapid response squad, whose joint effort brought the situation under control. A statement by the command's public relations officer, Ahmed Wakil, says calm has returned to the area while visibility patrols are ongoing to keep the peace. The students of Kaduna State College of Education, Gidanwaya, who were abducted 3 days ago, have regained freedom. The students, Rachel Edwin, Esther Ishaya, Promise Tanimu, and Beauty Luka, were abducted in Jamaa local government area of the state. The kidnappers had demanded a huge ransom, according to Benjamin Fay, president of the Students' Union in the school. But on Saturday, he told Daily Trust that their abductors released them on Friday. Fay did not disclose if any ransom was paid, but only said that they were rushed to the Sir Patrick Ibrahim Yakowa Memorial Hospital in Kafanchan for medical checkup, after which they were reunited with their relatives. The chairman of Kefi local government area of Nasarawa State, Muhammad Shehu, has been abducted. He was abducted on his way from Kefi to Lafia, the state capital, while his police orderly was shot dead. Daily Trust gathered that the kidnappers attacked him at Gudi Station in Akwanga local government area of the state. It was learned that the police sergeant attached to the chairman had engaged the kidnappers in a gun battle, but he was overpowered. The Commissioner of Police, Nasarawa State Command, Adeshina Shoemi, who confirmed the incident, said policemen had taken over the location of the attack in order to rescue the victims and arrest the kidnappers. Now, the Kwara State Command of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps has arrested 2 human traffickers, Gift Rita and Joy Samuel, who are alleged to specialize in trafficking teenage girls for commercial sex activities from Port Harcourt to Ilorin. The state commandant of the NSCDC, Iskil Makinde, said the traffickers under false claim brought 4 teenage victims between the ages of 14 and 17 into the state to work in a hotel as prostitutes. The report.
Addressing journalists during the parade of the suspected human traffickers, the Kwara State Commandant of the NSCDC, Iskil Makinde, said the command gathered that the victims were brought to the state without the knowledge of their parents.
They were trafficked from Port Harcourt down to Kwara State. And the most senior there is the one that trafficked them down to Kwara State. She lied to them that they are going to Lagos for hotel work. But unfortunately, all the underage girls, 117, the oldest among them is just 17, others are 15 and 14 respectively, were trafficked down to Kwara State for sex work.
The Kwara State Commandant of the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, said the victims will be rehabilitated through counseling to help them recover from the trauma.
Rehabilitation is part of our mandate. The victims will be rehabilitated. Of course, the suspects, after investigation and we consider the level of involvement, the suspect will be, prosecuted depending on the level of involvement. But the victims, they will go through the process of rehabilitation.
Meanwhile, the suspects said they were only trying to assist their victims to raise money for their upkeep.
Now ask me for help, that I should help those girls. So instead of him to go and be making money and be giving those girls, for them to stay on their own, so that they will make money. Anything they want to use and do, they'll be doing it in their life. They'll be doing it. Then I help them to help them before that boyfriend, that call. That boyfriend, now the guy now be sending me message, that boyfriend is disturbing them to come back. Then because without them, they cannot feed.
The NSCDC has since handed over the victims and the suspects to the appropriate authorities for necessary action.
Now, moving on to political matters. Ahead of the 2023 electioneering campaigns, stakeholders have been urged to abide by the rules and regulations governing elections as contained in the Electoral Act. And Kaduna State Resident Electoral Commissioner Asma'u Maikudi, in a stakeholders meeting, said that it will allow the work of the commission to flow easier. Fatima Saleh-Laden has more.
The commissioner said Kaduna has recorded the highest number of registered voters in northern states in the ongoing voter registration.
Yes, INEC as of Monday recorded, Kaduna State branch recorded the highest number in the northern states, not in Nigeria, in the northern states. Kaduna is now the highest in the north and the fourth highest across the federation.
She said internally displaced persons will not be disenfranchised by any means.
INEC conducted elections in 2019, and even as at that time there are places that we had IDPs. So it's not a new thing for INEC. We already have that policy and we are going to conduct elections. Even where the IDPs are, we have already sent our staff to go there and do the CVR for them. So we are aware of them, we know their locations, and elections will hold everywhere. Nobody in Nigeria will be disenfranchised for whatever reason.
The commissioner also added that the commission is determined to hold the free, fair and credible elections come 2023. Fatima Saleh-Laden, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
APC adjusts date of governorship primary in Southeast. The weekly sit-at-home order by the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has forced the All Progressives Congress in the Southeast to adjust the date for its governorship primaries. The party had scheduled 23rd for its governorship primary, being Monday, observed at sit-at-home. In a letter signed by Ijoma Orodiobu, National Vice Chairman, APC Southeast, to the party's national chairman, the party said that the adjustment of the date is to consider the safety of teaming party members and the primary election committee. Meanwhile, the presidential consultation train of the Vice President Yemi Osinbajo on Friday landed in Imo State as stakeholders' engagements intensify ahead of the party primaries. Osinbajo met with delegates of All Progressive Congress in the state and expressed confidence that he has what it takes to put Nigeria back on the path of success. The Vice President was accompanied by some aspirants in the state who cashed in on the Vice President's visit to drum support for their aspirations. You're watching the news update on Trust Television. Coming up shortly. 16,000 Sokoto farmers to get free farming tools. Details and more after the break. Join us again. Thanks for staying. You're watching Trust News Update. Here's a reminder of our top stories again. 1 killed as 2-story building collapses in Lagos. Abducted Kaduna State College of Education students regain freedom. Now, moving on, ahead of primaries of the major political parties, delegates that will decide the fate of the contenders are the most sought after at the moment as aspirants scramble to garner their support to emerge party flag bearers at the forthcoming presidential conventions. Trust TV's Suleiman takes a look at the politics and economy of the delegate system on Nigeria's leadership recruitment process.
Election year is a harvest period for delegates. Thousands of elected delegates across political parties are now the most sought after by aspiring politicians as they struggle to outsmart one another to pick party tickets. These delegates, mostly nominated by state party leaders, governors and the likes, usually meet with aspirants bent on winning tickets to market their programs to them. But marketing ideas and programs alone would not win them the delegates. The aspirants are usually expected to extend a hand of appreciation to the delegates who will eventually decide who becomes the party flag bearer. What is the implication of the trend to deepen a democratic system in the country?
The governor is in charge of all the delegates. The delegates will sit down and coagulate and discuss, and he will be given an instruction. The financial implication or the financial contributions from the aspirants will be given.
I remember there was one election we observed, party primaries we observed for one of all of these off-season elections. Delegates were camped in a hotel and account numbers were given. Somebody was kept in a particular hotel. As soon as they finish, your account will be recredited.
Concerns have been raised on the negative impact of money politics on good governance. But the nation's political atmosphere is currently saturated with monetary inducements in the name of consultations and meeting of delegates to canvass for support ahead of party primaries.
Those delegates are not paying them in naira, they are paying them in dollars, in hard currency, and that's why they can kill themselves over to be nominated as delegates. It's impacting negatively on our economy.
Delegates are like a bride because I receive phone calls every given day and every hours. People, some of the supporters of the aspirants are calling me because they know how we are, and then asking us that please they would like to meet with us.
With operators in the hospitality industry, airline operators and financial institutions counting their blessings courtesy of increased political activities, continuity in governance, desire for credible leadership are said to be the major casualties in the electoral process. Shafiu Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
About 16,000 farmers have been enlisted to benefit from the Sokoto State Free Improved Seeds and Subsidized Agricultural Inputs to be distributed for 2022 wet season farming. The State Commissioner for Agriculture said farmers drawn from the 23 local government areas of the state will benefit from the subsidized inputs to boost their production. Trust TV's Idris Jibrin report that the agricultural inputs have already been procured for distribution across all the 23 local government areas of the state.
These are irrigation pumping machines, rice milling, flour milling machines, tomato paste processing machines, rice and tomato seeds ready to be distributed to both medium, small and large-scale farmers across Sokoto State.
In these programs, there are a lot of interventions. Farmers are going to be distributed with fertilizers, improved seeds, chemicals, and other agricultural related inputs, and they are going to be given to them free of charge. And it cuts across some majority of the local government areas, and a lot of money is sink into that area.
Some of the inputs already stocked for the program include over 37,000 of 50 kg bags of NPK fertilizer, 1,500 pumping machines, over 30 milling machines, over 600 insecticide sprayers, among others.
We have the small milling, flour milling machine that can mill wheat into flour. And also we have the rice milling machine also. After the rice production, then those that are in the processing aspect of the value chain, they are being given the processing machineries for the processing of the produce being produced by the farmers.
Although some farmers have recently complained that the state government intervention is not reaching them, but the State Commissioner of Agriculture says measures have been put in place to ensure that inputs have reached all the beneficiaries.
Last year, during the farming season of last year, we sold a bag of NPK at a cost of 4,000 naira and the urea at a cost of 5,000 naira. If you go and ask how much is it in the market, urea now costs not less than 18,000 naira. So you can see the subsidy given to farmers, and these fertilizers are distributed to all local government areas, to all nooks and corners. Every ward gets its own share of the fertilizers.
Meanwhile, the state government is advising farmers to plant drought-resistant crops due to the NIMET prediction of low rainfall this rainy season. Idris Jibrin, Trust TV News, Sokoto.
Now, the Customs Area Controller, Ogun 1 Area Command Controller Bamidele Abiodun, has urged people in the border communities and all other well-meaning Nigerians to shun smuggling and use the opportunities with respect to border reopening to engage in legitimate business. Bamidele Abiodun disclosed this on Tuesday in Idiroko during an interactive session with journalist Abbas Ibrahim Alibi now reports.
Smuggling is a scourge, especially around border communities, and often leads to loss of huge revenue that could have occurred to government. That is why the Nigerian Customs Service maintains strong presence in these communities. The Custom Area Controller, Ogun 1 Command Controller Bamidele Abiodun, is sounding a note of warning to smugglers and people within the border communities. He advised Nigerians to shun smuggling and use the opportunities that will come with the reopening of borders to engage in legitimate businesses.
The border is open but for legitimate business. Part of those things that were exhibited to you now, they came in through unapproved routes, especially those engines we showed to you just now. Nothing stops them from coming forward to customs to perfect their papers. The modalities for export and import procedures are there, but they failed to do that. They went through the bush path and they were caught, and they are facing the consequences. So the border is open for legitimate business, and the business community, those that are interested in doing clean business, they know what to do about it.
The Custom Area Controller is warning that the command's intelligence network will continuously stretching for an improved and efficient performance. He believes the success being achieved under his watch can be attributed to effective development of intelligence.
Let me warn the criminal elements in the state that in whichever way and methods you plan your smuggling activities, we shall definitely uncover it, make seizures and arrests which could inflict gross financial injury on such perpetrators.
Comptroller Bamidele Abiodun is hopeful that the recent phased reopening of additional 4 border posts will translate to a significant improvement in revenue generation.
During the period under review, the command generated the sum of 6,048,500 naira only from auction sales of premium motor spirit, PMS, popularly known as petrol, intercepted at different locations and exit points to the Republic of Benin during our anti-smuggling operations. With the recent phased-out reopening of additional 4 borders, including Idiroko border post, we are hopeful that our revenue generation and collection will improve significantly.
From Idiroko border axis in Ogun State, Abbas Ibrahim Alibi, Trust TV.
President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the appointment of Semiu Adeyemi Adeniran as the substantive Statistician General of the Federation and Chief Executive Officer of the National Bureau of Statistics. The appointment, which takes immediate effect, follows the demise of the former Statistician General of the Federation, Simon Harry, on 13th of April 2022. A statement from the Special Assistant on Media to the Minister of State, Budget and National Planning, Sufuyan Adenjo, says that Adeniran has over 3 decades of statistical hands-on experience garnered from various local and international institutions. Until his appointment, Semiu was the Director of Demographic and Household Statistics at the National Bureau of Statistics. And now, away from Nigeria, Russia on Saturday stopped providing natural gas to neighboring Finland, which has angered Moscow by applying for NATO membership after the Nordic country refused to pay supplier Gazprom in rubles. Following Russia's February 24th invasion of Ukraine, Moscow has asked clients from what it called unfriendly countries, including EU member states, to pay for gas in rubles as a way to sidestep Western financial sanctions against its central bank. Gazprom said in a statement on Saturday that it had completely stopped gas deliveries as it had not received ruble payments from Finland's state-owned energy company, Gasum, by the end of the working day on May 20th. It said it had supplied 1.49 billion cubic meters of natural gas to Finland in 2021, equal to about 2/3 of the country's gas consumption. Finally, in sports news, the Nigeria Baseball and Softball Association has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Embassy of Japan and the Japan Africa Baseball and Softball JAPS Foundation to develop the game in the country. Shinya Tomonari, president of JAPS, said a 5-year partnership with NBSA will focus on Nigeria Baseball Ship Development Plan. The ambassador of Japan to Nigeria, Kazuyoshi Masunaga, said that the sport will help kids learn democratic ideas, respect for rules, and build peace. On her part, Monishola Mokunjola, acting president of NBSA, thanked the guest for supporting and donating equipment to the growth of the game, adding that it is a new dawn for the association.
Baseball development is not simply about promoting baseball. The true purpose is to help young people learn the values of discipline, respect, and justice, and to promote their life skills through baseball. This is a hallmark of traditional baseball in Japan, the #1 ranked country in the world for baseball. Japanese-style baseball is known to promote human development and is one of the reasons why baseball is so popular and supported by the Japanese public. We also hope to promote exchange between Nigeria and Japan. We will do our best for the future of Nigeria and Japan with NBSA in this project.
I believe that there is a great potential for sport, especially community sport, as it has a unique way of making a positive impact in the society. It allows the participation of people of all backgrounds and abilities. It allows the players experience joy, form a connection, and build community among themselves.
And it's a wrap on Trust News Update. You can watch more by clicking the subscribe button on our YouTube channel and also following us across all social media platforms. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for watching.